Okay, this is a quick demo on how to register, log in, and then use some of the key features of Filium Enterprises CRM. So the first thing you need to do is go to the right link that should be provided to you by somebody, one of your referrals, and once you've arrived at that link, you'll see it'll be a login page. But since you don't have a login ID yet, you need to sign up by clicking on sign up on the bottom. Now, once you are here, what you need to do is you need to choose the login type. So you're not going for Web for All or any of the other services. You see CRM. So you click on CRM, and by default, you want to be a leader because FCRM is built to not only provide a CRM system for a networking or a business development person, but also to interact with their team. So if you have a team that supports you to do a better and more efficient job, you can have them sign up as a teammate and then invite them to become your team members. Anyways, that's a different story. For now, you're the leader and you would take advantage of the system to help you do a better job. So once you've selected FCRM on the top, next you select leader, and then you enter your first name, your last name, your email address, and then your phone number, which will be preceded by your country code. So this is a globally available system, and so if you are in the US in this case, you would go to USA and you'll click on USA and then enter your number. Let's say here I put in 703-624-9939. That's my number, and then followed by a password. The password has got certain requirements for security, and you will fill that up to make sure it meets those requirements. If you don't, then it will prompt you to enter a strong enough password. All right, so once you've signed up successfully, once you say sign up, it'll automatically redirect you to the login page where you started from. So once you're back there, you're gonna again select CRM, select the leader, and now your email address and password, and then you say log in. And at this point, you're now in the system. You're in the system, and this is what it does. Let's say you met this particular person, Luke Joseph, founder and CEO. I met this guy recently, and so I'm using his card as an example. Now, he met you for 5 minutes. You spoke to him, and you came up with some mutually agreeable action items, something that was of mutual interest. Perhaps a product or service that you provide was of great interest to Luke. So you met him, and now you're probably going to meet two more people in the next couple of minutes. But before you do that, and before you forget about it, you basically have the opportunity to place this card in the right orientation, as it says bottom of the card, this side and the bottom, and you capture the front of the card, and you see it's gone red. And now you capture the back of the card, because you never know, there might be vital information on the back of the card. And once you click that, the card's been captured. So you got a digital image of the card, which will be saved to the cloud shortly. Now, all you need to do is the prospect ID is automatically auto-incrementally generated. Now it's 7. And then you enter the company name, and here you will say I first. And yep, sorry, it's and then you select the customer stage. Now you want to know and remember, how do you view the customer or this prospect as? So if you think it's an unqualified prospect, somebody you just met, or it's a qualified prospect where you had a conversation and you kind of realize that this is a person with the ability and also the intention to purchase or procure your products or services, you go ahead and do that, right? So you say, let's say a qualified prospect. So you discussed, and it's a positive outcome. If it's something you've offered to them already, maybe you met a teammate of a company that you already are in negotiation, you've already gone through, the initial discussions, and now you're offering something, you'll select offered, negotiating, or a closed customer, right? So we know all the jargon there. And so let's say you see this person as a qualified prospect. So you select qualified prospect and you save it. Now what happens instantly is you've saved the digital image of the front and the back of the card, and you can access it at any time, and see it saved on the cloud, right? So you say okay. Now at least you've done half the job, where you won't lose the card, right? So, or it won't get buried in to 25 on the other cards, and then you don't know which is which. So, but before you go any further, what the system allows you to do is to send a quick email. Now, let's say you just met the customer, right? And you want to send a quick email. So let's say we'll send it to sales@filiumenter.com. Okay, let's say that's the email address, right? And I say the subject is the meeting, right? Now, I will show you briefly in a minute that you can create templates custom tailored to your style of working. So let's say you meet somebody and you want them to get a first email within minutes of meeting them, so that they don't forget who you are. They see an email pop up from you, while you're still there, and you're like, what? They're impressed. They're like, okay, this person's really active, and they now associate that email address with you, and you're like, okay, I got that email. So let's say the first meeting follow, right? Let's say we've got that thing, and this is a template I just typed in a minute ago, just a sample one, saying, hey dear Jack, it was nice meeting you at the networking event. We'll send you the brochure of our branding services as discussed, and let's plan a meeting next week. Right, so it's a quick thing. You can write as long as you want. You can provide links. You can even you can even format it. So let's say you want to make that bold. You just click bold, and now that's bold. You'll have to just maneuver with your mobile device a little bit. So you can make it bold. You can underline something. You can do a few things here, right, with this text editor. So once you've written, just selected that quick template, you don't have to necessarily do any changes, because you've probably already saved it all in the template that you created, which I'll show you in a second. So once you've done that, all you do is click send, and boom, they've got an email, and within seconds they will get an email. Let's say here, there you go. So I sent an email saying, dear Jack, and as you can see here, my signature, which is also created in the settings tab, is automatically appended into this email, and they've got that email in their inbox. Now you've already got the conversation going. If you spoke about anything specific, you can add it into this email, and within a matter of seconds, before anybody forgets about what exactly transpired during that meeting, you already have a good record for yourself, right? So going back to here, now we've already done this. We've done send a quick email. The next thing is you can send an action item. So let's say you've got a teammate or an office administration person and personal assistant, maybe a partner in the company, somebody that you want them to know that there is something that's going on with this new client that we just met, and send an email to. You can actually go and add, go to settings and add a team member, right? So there's a way you can do that. And once that team member is added, you can send an action item regarding iFirst, for example, the customer that we just met, and you can type in here real quick saying, let's say, hi, I met the CEO of okay, so that's for some reason just tapping out. But let's say, hi, just met CEO of iFirst. First, he wants to see our presentation. Please update our prices in the catalog and email him on our behalf. Okay, something like that, right? action item out. And once you send it, well, see, in this case, the team is not added, so it's prompting you to add a teammate first. And once you do that, then that action item will go over to that teammate, and you're here networking with people, and your teammate knows what exactly is going on. They can actually log into the teammate panel and actually go